Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a demo. You don't really know you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sam. If you're new here, I am Hair by Sammy. I do hair here on my channel, and I like to encourage people. So today I will basically be talking about basically summing up 2024, the challenges I faced, things I've been through. I know I started being on YouTube about 5 years ago. I was not consistent. My dream and goal was always to push my channel, but life was just lifing. It was just lifing, and every time I felt like I was just trying to push my work, my agenda, something always came up. Life, you know. So today I just want to sum up 2024 and just basically just telling people, like, even though things look like what they look at that moment is not what it is, or is not what it seems to be. So I'm gonna start by like just saying basically I gotta bring it on in and get comfortable with you guys, because this is like my first time in a long time just really talking in front of the camera and just really just showing my face, because I'm usually just behind the camera just doing what I love to do. So I basically, the beginning of last year was just a roller coaster for me. I had some ups, I had some downs. I was fresh out of a relationship in 2023. And it led me to become single. In that moment, in that time of life, in my mind, I was happy to be single because I was going through a lot. And we all know how breakups are. You know, it push and pull on you. And I don't know, it's just like I really wanted friends. I really wanted a person who could accept me and to love me for who I am, whether it was a boy or girl. And what I mean by that is either was a best friend or a spouse. But I can honestly say I did not allow myself time to heal. So we're gonna rewind back to January. I'm fresh out of a relationship. I was all good, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna conquer the world, I'm gonna tackle the world, you know. And then shortly after, I started having like all kind of problems. Like my car started messing up on me, and I was just like, oh my gosh. But I didn't allow that to get to me, because it was just material things that I really don't, my heart is not attached to. And then I faced a difficult thing in my life. Well, I didn't think it was difficult in my life, to be honest. And I'm just being transparently honest and with my followers and my subscribers. I had a death in the family, and it was someone who was dear to me. But see, it was my foster mom, and through that process it was hard because I didn't really grow up. After I hit like the age 18, we really wasn't close, and we wasn't close, but you know, still like she had raised me. And when I had got the news, and she was like reaching out to me, and you know, you never know how something can affect you until it happens, right? So it happened, and I did not think I would take it the way I took it, because I had a lot of hurt, a lot of unforgiveness inside of me from the situation or whatever. But it took so much out of me, and I didn't have anybody to confide in. I didn't. It sucked, and I may be looking away a lot. I'm sorry. I apologize, because it's just like I'm trying to keep myself together. But I didn't have anyone to turn to. I didn't have a shoulder to cry on. I didn't have friends to cry to. Not really. And that particular time in my life, it was hard because me and her daughter, we wasn't close or whatever, and I don't think she understood how I felt. I understood how she felt because I've been there before, right? So I don't think she understood how I felt, because I felt like people was like, how can she even have emotions because she wasn't close? At the end of the day, like, she still was somebody who was close and dear to me, you know? But let's fast forward through that. I went through that, and it left me in a place where I started to seek, which was weird to me, but it's like I started to seek validation in people. I started to seek love from people. I started to seek just acceptance from people, and it left me around. I started being around people I shouldn't be around. I started being in relationships I knew I shouldn't have been in, because I was trying to fill that void that I never tackled growing up. And that's a whole nother story to dive in itself. And so I went from a relationship to, death in the family, to now trying to fill that void. And I just remember just crying all the time and just like, God, like, why can't people accept me? Why people don't love me? Why people don't like me? And God kept telling me, like, it's not, they don't have to like you. I didn't call you for people to like you. I called you to be set apart. And I was like, but God, people, they hang around with their friends, they having fun, they smiling. And he was like, but you're different. And I kept telling myself, like, but why do you want to make me different, Because I wanted to be around people. I wanted to feel loved, and I wanted to feel valued. And in my mind, I felt like being around people was love, or being around people I was looked at as valuable. And that wasn't the right way to look at things. And needless to say, I started being, like I said, started being around people, started going to clubs, started hanging out, just doing things I knew wasn't of God. And things I knew God was like, sis, this ain't for you. It's not for you. But it was like I was looking to fill a void. I went through it was like, it's a lot. It's really deep, and I couldn't, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm doing my salon talk at my salon, so people walking by waving. Sorry about that. But it really was deep. I mean, everything I went through, like, I had to get approval to go to the funeral. Like, I couldn't sit with the family. So everything just weighed on me so much. And not one person was like, Quay, I got you. Sam, I got you. You are okay. Your feelings are valued. The way you feel is valued. Didn't nobody say that. I felt like everybody felt like I was okay, or I had to be okay, but I wasn't okay deep down inside. Deep down inside, I was crying. I was so stressed out because I didn't know that this situation had affected me the way it did. Like, I was so stressed out, my skin, I started having skin problems, like things I was like, hey, what's going on? And I kept praying about the situation. I know God was telling me I need to handle it. Like, I just need to come to him. But at the same time, I'm just ignoring it. Like, man, I'm gonna hang out with these group of girls that I didn't know nothing about. I started hanging out with them, and then shortly after, they showed me their true colors. So here I am, thinking I'm gonna start a good year. It was trauma on top of trauma, hurt on top of hurt that I was allowing myself to have, because I just wanted to feel love and I wanted to feel accepted. And I feel like I never had that. So I started basically, once again, just hang around the wrong crowds, being around the wrong group of women, not really putting the focus on what I had going on, which my love is at my kids. I was being a mom physically, but mentally I really wasn't. I was just trying to fill this void. And I remember in and out of different relationships, situationships, and thinking this person is different, that person is different. But it was the same person, but only in a different human form. A different person, physically, you know? But they were the same characteristics they had of each other. And I kept saying, like, God, like, I'm beautiful, I'm successful. Why? I know I'm a good woman. Why don't people love me? Why can't people see me? I'm a good person. I give people my shirt off my back. I'm good. I'm nice. I talk to people all the time. People call me for their problems. I give them advice. Why can't people like me? Why can't people accept me? And I went through that all year. I went through that. I had the spirit of rejection on me so heavy. I was like, God, I gotta pray this thing up off me. Because I know there's more to life and more to your will than me being accepted by people who's not perfect, by people who make mistakes, by people who are judgmental. This thing is deep. So I found myself at the end of last year just saying, you know what, God, like, I surrender. I was tired of trying to feel love from people. I was trying to fill that void that I knew for a fact people couldn't fill. Only God can fill that void. Only Jesus Christ himself can fill that void that I was looking for. So I told myself, you know what, let me get in church and let me just pray and just get back to who I know God called me to be. Like, I was praying. I was like, God, I pray you help me see myself the way you see me. I hope you just give me dreams. If I see something scrolling on social media, I pray that you just allow me to know that you're still here, that you're still God. Now, it's not an easy walk. It's not an easy walk. But I told myself, I felt like God had told me, okay, you need to get into solitude, isolation, not solitude. You need to get into isolation, not from just being away from the world, but just to clear your mind, reset, and then get back on your track with God. And at first, I was kind of like, why? We all be hard-headed. Because you know what? Sin feels good. Let's keep it real. Clubbing, it feels good. Drinking, you have a good time. Being around a group of people you know for a fact, they know how to have a good time. It felt good. And I wasn't really ready to let that go because I felt like I was still missing something. But God said, if you just be obedient, I have so much in store for you. I will heal your heart. I will heal that inner child. I will give you the love that your heart desires. I will give you the peace that your mind desires. And that all you have to do is surrender and to call on my name. And I was like, you know what, God, you know what? I am tired of this. I'm over it. The world is just evil cricket. I'm chasing people. I'm trying to make people love me who don't even love themselves. Who don't even love themselves. I'm trying to worry about women who don't even know who they are. I started looking at myself in the mirror and hating myself because who God called me to be. I started disliking myself because I felt like something was wrong with me. But in reality, it was not anything wrong with me. I just had to be obedient. And everything that I was worried about would have been like, poof, to God. So I'm saying to you today, like, no matter how you feel mentally, if people like you, whether they accept you or not, you have to just ignore it and ask God to help you in that area. If you're missing love, if you don't have your parents, I didn't grow up with neither one of my parents. Neither one. And that's another story to tell for a whole nother day. If you grew up without love, God will feel that for you. Jesus Christ will feel that for you. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be overnight because I'm still healing. I'm still growing. And I'm still making my way through it. But I promise you, everything that the enemy had for you, everything that the enemy is trying to put against you, God is way bigger. He's way more. So I told myself I had to focus on my business. And then I want to tell y'all about my salon, how I got this salon. It was God, just by being obedient. But we still find ourselves going through trials and tribulations, of course. Just because you get tangible things, that does not mean you're not going to go through. You have to get through it. You have to learn. And you have to allow God to be God. I don't know. That was on my heart to say this morning. And I feel like I had to get up here and just say that. But this is not a reminder for just you guys, but it's also one I can go back on and remind myself when I start to feel lonely, when I start to feel unvalued, when I start feeling depressed or sad. Like, I got to a point where I was like, shoot, if don't nobody like me, what's the point am I even here for? But it's not about them. Who it's about? It's about Jesus, his will. You got to be set free. You got to get your mind clear and start praying over your house. And start praying over your kids. And start praying over your ministry. And start praying over your business. In the Bible, God said he will make your enemies your footstool. He will make you the head and not the tail. The first will be last, and the last will be first. Don't ever worry about your right now situation. If you in it right there at the moment, you acknowledge it. You pray about it. You learn from it. And you grow and be the best you can be. Be the best you can be. I'm learning how to properly love myself. And how to be patient with myself. And y'all have to stay off Instagram and stuff like that. They only show you the good things. You know, like an onion. If you look at an onion, you can't tell that it is strong as it is. You can't tell that it gonna make you cry and gonna burn your eyes. You can't tell you that. The onion just looked like a shaved off apple, if you ask me. But when you cut that thing open and start peeling back them layers, don't your eyes get a little watery and they burn? Yep. So you can't ever be on the outside looking in. You never know somebody else's testimony. You never know nobody's story. Don't ever compare yourself to other people. Your journey is your journey. I always tell people, look in your lane. Don't worry about what's going on over there. Look in your lane, tunnel vision. What's that old book, The Turtle and the Tortoise or something like that? Look at it. The tortoise underestimated that turtle. Cause it was like, oh, the turtle's slow. I can go over here, take a break. I can go over here, take a nap. I can go over here and get this and get that. But get what? By him doing all that and underestimating that turtle, who won? The turtle ended up winning that race, baby. So I'm saying to you today, get up. Don't lay in that bed. Don't be depressed. Don't be sad. Don't be trying to sit here and fit in because you feel like you're not worthy to fit in or you're not worthy. You are worthy. Be who God called you to be. Great. That business that you see inside your head, go after it. If you want to be the top of your darn warehouse, be the best you can be, the top of that. If you want to be the top of your class, be the top of your class. If you want to be the darn best ice skater it is, put all your full potential into that. But don't forget who God is. He's a way maker. He's a way maker. And he fills those voids that we're looking for people to fill. That only he can fill. But that's all I gotta say right now. I'm about to start my day. I don't know how to end this thing, but if you like what I'm talking about, if you like what I said, if it motivates you, follow me, subscribe to my channel, like, comment, share. I don't know. I'm new to this, but what does it say? Greater than he that is in me than he in this world. And I'm gonna leave y'all on that note.